What's it like traveling under the sea on a high-speed train? Since the mid-1990s, the Eurostar has been connecting Western Europe's main cities with London, and today it's my turn to try them out, from London to Amsterdam in their standard class. We're gonna see if it's worth it or if you should fly instead. Our journey today begins at London St. Pancras International Station. This train station originally opened in 1868, and in the 2000s it was refurbished to become the main international station for trains to Europe in 2007. This train station now serves over 30 million people per year, and many of those passengers are Eurostar passengers. It's also home to many intercity and commuter trains throughout London and the surrounding areas in the UK. Because we're traveling on Eurostar, we're now heading to the International Eurostar Terminal to join the massive line to go through passport control. And when I say massive, this was the line. Because the UK is no longer part of the EU, everyone has to go through passport control. These lines can take very long, so make sure to arrive at least 90 minutes prior to your departure so that way you can clear passport control and security. On the departure board, our train is the 816 one, though it's going to Brussels instead of Amsterdam. Stay tuned to see why. By the time I got through passport control, ticket checks, and security, it was already time to head up to platform 6 to board the train. The London terminal does have a few cafes and shops, though we won't be able to check it out today because we have to get on board this train. Because we're traveling in standard class, we get to head towards the front of the train today, to coach number 12. Right as you step on board the coach, you'll find luggage racks to store any big roller bags that you brought on board the train with you. The seats are configured in a 2-2 configuration, with some being reverse facing and some forward facing depending on direction of travel. Welcome to seat 67, my home for the next 2 hours. Now let's do a seat tour. On the seat, you'll find a seat back pocket with good space to store any small items. There's also a tray table which has decent space for you to work and or eat on board. The windows on the E320s are very large. They do have shades which you can pull down, but we're going to keep it up and enjoy the views outside. At the bottom of the seat, you'll find a footrest, as well as the power outlets. There is one UK power outlet and one European plug. On the armrest, you won't find a seat recline button. The seat can only be upright. On the back of the seat, you'll find a little headrest cover, and on the right side of the headrest, it was a little dirty. There are luggage racks above for you to store any smaller suitcases as well as backpacks. But now our train is starting to move, meaning we are leaving St. Pancras International and London behind. It's now time for us to start making our way towards Brussels, but first we have to get to the Channel Tunnel, and it will take us about 40 minutes to get there. After cruising at high speeds for around 40 minutes, we are now approaching the Channel Tunnel. The Channel Tunnel has been an important rail link since 1994. Not only do Eurostar trains use the tunnel, freight trains as well as the Le Shuttle car service running from Folkestone to Calais, France utilize the tunnel as well. Now we are about to head inside where we're going to be in the tunnel for the next 22 minutes. And welcome to the third longest railway tunnel in the entire world. The Channel Tunnel is 31.4 miles long, with 23.5 being under the sea. And yes, we are traveling directly under the English Channel right now. The Channel Tunnel took 6 years to construct, and it was dug in the bedrock below the water, which means we get as deep as 250 feet below sea level as we travel at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. During this, I decided to head to the cafe car, which has a good selection of snacks, drinks, and meals to choose from. I decided to grab a small bite to eat as well as something to drink while we were cruising the tunnel. Now is also a good time to check out the restroom on board. The restrooms are located in every single car. The restrooms remain clean throughout the train ride, and there are larger, wheelchair-accessible bathrooms for passengers with reduced mobility to use. Also popular to contrary belief, this is the view outside in the tunnel. No, you cannot see under the sea, you just see darkness outside. But after 22 minutes of being in the tunnel, we have now emerged in France, which is also the country where we'll be in for the shortest amount of time. Now is also a good time to explain why our train is only going to Brussels instead of Amsterdam like it was supposed to. There was a power failure in Rotterdam's Willemspoort tunnel. This meant that all high-speed trains and intercity trains could no longer use the tunnel to cross the Maas River. So, trains coming from London were terminating in Brussels on this day, and Eurostar trains from Paris were rerouted via the eastern side of the Netherlands. This meant that there were so many delays and cancellations. We were also given the option to not travel on this train and get refunded and travel on a different day, but I chose to travel anyway because I had to get to Amsterdam as my travel plans were already messed up prior to this. But now that we are in mainland Europe, we can also now speed all the way up to 186 miles an hour or 300 kilometers an hour. One thing to note is these trains are capable of going all the way up to 200 miles an hour or 320 kilometers an hour, but are limited to 186 when in service. But this speed is still blazing fast. It's so much fun to watch the world whiz past at high speeds. I also want to note, if you are enjoying this train review, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It's totally free and it helps support all the work on my channel. Eurostar also provides Wi-Fi for every single passenger on board, so it doesn't matter if you're in standard class, plus class, or premier class, you get access to the free Wi-Fi, which is a very nice perk. But now we have slowed down as we are coming into the city center of Brussels. And welcome to Brussels Midi or Zuid station. This is the main international rail station in the city, serving Eurostar trains as well as trains to the Netherlands, Germany, and France. Now it's time to say goodbye to this E320 as we are now on our own. But one thing to note is our train attendant did let us know that our Eurostar train tickets would be valid on all NS trains in the Netherlands. So we do not have to go buy any other tickets, so we are free to board any train in the Netherlands. But we are going to be catching the 12:57 train to Breda departing from platform 8. So let's head up to the platform and get on board this train. And just before 12:57, our EuroCity direct train to Breda, Netherlands pulls up to platform 8. As you can see, there are quite a number of people trying to get on board this train. These people are also fellow Eurostar passengers who are on the same train that I was. But now it's time to get on board this train and head to the Netherlands. Also, a fun fact about this train is it goes to Amsterdam as well. This train is known as the EuroCity direct high-speed train, which runs between Brussels and Amsterdam via Rotterdam. But it can't go to Amsterdam either due to that power failure, so it's only going between Brussels and Breda today. And at 12:57, our train begins leaving Brussels Midi station behind, and we are now making our way finally towards the Netherlands. On our way out of Belgium, we pass by Antwerp Central Station. After that, we finally reach another high-speed line where our train is able to get up to 125 miles an hour, though the line is capable of 186. But this train can only go up to 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour, and it's still pretty decent speed. We are also starting to get closer to Breda, which is going to be the last stop on this train, and after about an hour 20-minute train ride, welcome to Breda, the next stop of this journey. Breda is a town of about 184,000 people. The railway station of the city serves a few million passengers per year. While Breda railway station is not the biggest train station, during peak times it can get a little crowded. There's one last view at our EuroCity direct train before it heads back to Brussels. Now we're going to switch platforms to platform number 6 so we can catch our train to the next town called 's-Hertogenbosch. After that, we'll be able to catch a train to Amsterdam. And there is our train pulling up, which will take us on a quick 30-minute train ride up. This is one of the Netherlands sprinter trains, which do regional travel all across the country. Now it's time to get on board. I also want to note one thing about this journey is that I do get to see a part of the Netherlands that I otherwise was not planning to see, which is a little cool, and it's nice to get to see a different part of the country you're visiting. But now it's time to say goodbye to Breda and continue the journey to 's-Hertogenbosch. Let's enjoy the ride. And after a nice 30-minute train ride, welcome to 's-Hertogenbosch, the next stop on this journey. 's-Hertogenbosch is another city with just over 100,000 people. The railway station is also quite a small one. It does still serve quite a number of passengers. From here, it's time to catch the last train of the journey, which is this train heading towards Enkhuizen, an inner-city train. Just before 3:53 p.m., our train pulls up to the platform. This train is finally going to get us to Amsterdam Centraal station, which was our intended destination this morning. This is also different from the last train we just rode. We rode on one of the sprinters, whereas this is one of the inner city ones, which is a little larger and a little more comfortable. But now it's time to say bye to 's-Hertogenbosch and head off to Amsterdam. As we make our way up towards Amsterdam, we are now passing the city of Utrecht. Fun fact about Utrecht's railway station is it's the busiest in the Netherlands, serving 88 million people per year. This is due to the station's central location in the Netherlands, as well as its access to many international trains, as well as regional rail all across the country. This also means it's busier than Amsterdam, beating Amsterdam by just 1 million passengers. But now it's a non-stop smooth ride to the Dutch capital, and we are now finally entering Amsterdam, which means this long train journey is finally coming to a close. Once again, if you enjoyed, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video helpful or you enjoyed my train journey today. Again, it's totally free to help me out, and it really helps support my channel. Please stay tuned for an upcoming video in Amsterdam, as you don't want to miss what this great city has to offer. Thanks for riding with me today, and as always, safe travels, and I'll see you next time. Take care.